Good evening, everyone. Time for another member update. So the big story today is China outlaws ICOs. Had a huge impact on the cryptocurrency market. Basically, China has, they've really dropped a bomb on the market, not only outlawing the ICOs, but having an ex post facto law, and even potentially threatening the trading of Bitcoin for their currency. So let's read the story here. China has officially outlawed ICOs. In a joint statement issued by 7 financial regulators today, the world's most populous nation outlined why it believes that nascent fundraising mechanism is illegal under domestic law. Authorities backing this statement include People's Bank of China, the Central Network Office, Ministry of Industry and Information Technology, the State Administration for Industry and Commerce, and the China Banking Regulatory Commission. A translation of the statement reads, quote, ICO financing refers to the activity of an entity raising virtual currencies such as Bitcoin or Ethereum through illegally selling and distributing tokens. In essence, it's a kind of non-approved illegal open fundraising behavior suspected of illegal sale tokens, illegal security issuance, and illegal fundraising, financial fraud, pyramid schemes, and other criminal activities, end quote. Either not a very good sentence or not a very good translation. I'm not sure which. The second article further clarifies what this determination means, stating that as of the date of this announcement, all types of currency issuance financing activities shall cease immediately. Adding to that, it also demanded that persons or organizations who have completed ICOs shall refund the investors, protect the investors' rights, and deal with the risk properly. It concluded with a warning that people who refuse to cease ICO activities or refuse to refund investors will be investigated and severely punished according to the law. The third article states that the regulation on trading platforms shall be tightened, quote, as of the date of this announcement. Trading platforms shall not conduct any exchange business between fiat money and tokens, shall not provide information and price for token trading. At this time, it's not clear how Ethereum, the largest platform that has leveraged such a token sale, and the platform on which they are being launched will be affected. Other articles prohibit financial institutions such as banks from doing business with ICO funding and warning about the public risks of trading ICO tokens. Market reaction at press time. The value of cryptocurrency assets issued by way of ICOs has seen a substantial impact on the news, valued at a combined $10 billion earlier this week. According to CoinMarketCap, the market declined to below $7.5 billion today, a 25% decline. Most impacted were the largest ICO tokens, with Omis Go and Qtum declining from total market values of above $1 billion early this week to $781 million and $638 million today. So there's the article. I've covered before, China does not like cryptocurrencies. They've tried to shut them down in the past and failed. They're trying again, and yes, they will fail. But let's look at these cryptos here. If you don't know what a token is, the easiest way to think of it is it's a coin issued using another coin. So you can see here the type of crypto coins that allow you to issue shares. You got BitShares, that's one of the biggest. Burst, Counterparty, Ethereum, that is the biggest. And then there's a Chinese one all the way down here, Neo, and then there's Next and Omni and Waves. Those are the major ones. Now, the biggest market cap ones are going to be here on Ethereum, and you can see Omis Go here at almost $800 million. So you can see that's only down 6.8%. That one's recovered quite a bit. This Qtum is down 45%. If we look at the Neo price chart, Neo is essentially, my understanding is, it's basically the Ethereum for the Chinese. And you can see that it's down a good 50+%. Still has a market cap of $1 billion. It's trading on Bittrex with $122 million volume. So big story. What does it mean? Well, personally, I think it means that the governments are really scared. If you think about it, it's been the U.S. and China leading the attack. We know the SEC has decided that they have regulatory authority over ICOs, which on both parts it's absolutely stupid. First of all, because these things are purchased, they're not purchased with dollars, they're purchased with a cryptocurrency. You buy Ethereum ICOs with Ethereum, so they don't really even have any business regulating it, much less shutting it down. But that's not going to stop them, because they know how much of a threat cryptocurrencies are to their fiat monetary monopoly of trash paper money and trash digital money that they force on the entire world. So the two evil empires right now, China and the United States, are taking aim at the ICO market. Now, of course, they're going to tell you that it's to protect you and that there's so many scammers out there that the people need to be protected. Of course, that's a bold-faced lie. Look back at the dot-com era with all of those IPOs, and what did the regulators do? Absolutely nothing. And these were companies that had their IPOs through Wall Street. They had venture capital, all this stuff, where we're talking about companies that didn't even have anything but a website, that were in, some of them, $100 billion market cap, which is the entire market cap of all cryptocurrencies put together practically. So that's not the reason. That has nothing to do with the reason. It has to do with the fact that governments are threatened by these. So how big of an impact is it having on the market? Well, you can see here that the Bitfinex price chart, we've got a pretty significant decline here. We hit a low of around 39 something. Looks like 39.25 was the low that we hit. That recent price high in Bitcoin was around 49.70, so we've come down. It's near 25% correction in the price of Bitcoin. You can see on the chart here, it looks like we actually have a penetration of support. If we draw the trend line down here and get to, well, it depends on where you draw the support, but if we put it right there, you can see it's a breakdown below support. How low will we go? Can't really say. Target may be 3,000. So as I've told you, I have been thinking about possibly combining websites or shutting down websites. Our website, along with many other websites, have suffered from a form of censorship by financial strangulation, I'll say. And the powers that be have decided that the way they want to shut down the alternative media is to just strangle their funding so that they can't survive. Now, we moved a while ago. People are still, if I go to my YouTube channel, people are still asking, where's Brother John F? What happened to him? Or if I do an interview with Elijah or with Reluctant Preppers or with SGT or one of these people, then people come into the comments and say, where have you been? Well, I've been here the whole time on a member site, and I did that back in 2013, and the reason why is because I knew this was coming. And I saw my revenues already get squeezed. When we first started, it was actually very lucrative. If you put out a video that had 10,000 views on YouTube, you could actually make enough money to make a living. And this is a video that, you know, by putting out a video, say, every 5 days or so. Now, that has gone down 90 to 95%. And so a lot of people in the alternative space are absolutely struggling. So we've considered shutting down the public blog and some other things. It's kind of interesting that while I was exploring this idea today, I came across what may be the solution. Now, this is an ICO. I've never promoted ICOs. I'm not promoting an ICO now. I haven't recommended that members buy many coins, although I did say that I thought Florin Coin and Library Credits were two that I liked because of the fundamentals. There are other coins I've said that I think might go up, but I've told you mainly what I'm buying. I definitely don't want to be involved with any kind of ICO pumping scheme. But at the same time, I feel that I need to share with you if I'm going to invest in something, and I have spent the entire day investigating this coin. It's called Commodity Ad Network. The symbol is CDX, and it is ICO that's right in pre-sale right now. And it's Steve St. Angelo of the SRS Rocco Report, and Peter Froelich, who is apparently was his webmaster for years and has been working on this project actually for quite some time. I think that the cryptocurrency part of the project is actually kind of a later add-on. But the idea is to create an alternative ad network that can go up against some of these big ones, and probably Google being the biggest, but we know that on Facebook and others that there's a strangulation of ideas, and it really ramped up during the campaign election of Donald Trump. We had this fake story about fake news that came out, and it seems that the powers that be have decided that they're going to determine what is legitimate media and what is illegitimate media, and they haven't really been able to make the argument convincingly, so they decided to strangle the businesses by not paying them any ad revenues, delisting their videos, not putting ads. And so this is kind of a shot across the bow, and like I said, I spent today reading the white paper. It's 60-something pages. I suggest you read that. The fact, the blog, and here's a little interview with Peter Froelich about this idea. I just want to play a little bit for you and then talk about how to get into it if you decide to. So hold on and listen to this.
Yes, and I think that it's high time, exactly, because if Google didn't start with this campaign to demonetize all these guys, then I think that it wouldn't get such a response even in the pre-sale. So we are at the right time in the right spot, I think. But again, I've been thinking about this for years. It just all came together at this very right moment. But you asked about the future, so how for example, YouTubers like yourself could benefit. That's basically stage 2. Once we have enough content creators networked up and serving ads, and we are growing, let's say in a year or so, then our next plan is to create a platform not dissimilar to YouTube, that would be again geared towards independent thinkers and content creators who are already being demonetized in this on YouTube as well. So that would be phase 2. And then we also plan to create a social media platform. So basically, we are just making sure that if the worst happens.
Sorry, we froze up. So I'll stop it there. So you get the idea. The idea is to create advertising network that uses a cryptocurrency. I think this one they're going to issue, I think it was 90 million. Don't quote me on that. Or maybe it was 120 and then 90 was going to be what they released and kept 30 back. But roughly that amount. I think they're trying to raise about $10 million or so. Now they did extend this ICO period. I think some people are a little bit upset about that, but if you think about it, it was only for 5 days, and that's kind of a mistake I think they saw later, in that if you have new people who are in this space, in the alternative media space, a lot of them aren't into cryptocurrencies. And if you don't have a Coinbase account set up, and you don't have a bank card linked already, or specifically if you don't have a credit card linked, then you have to wait a significant amount of time, and it's possible that 5 days isn't even enough for people who aren't already in this space to get involved. So I don't criticize them at all for extending it. That's just extending the bonus period. And according to this, their minimum funding target has been met, and there's about roughly 17% towards their maximum funding target. So yes, I'm going to go ahead and throw a few Ethereum at this, and they're going to have 300 bloggers or content creators, so probably going to apply for that as well, just to see, because there's a chance that this idea or an idea like it could be the David that takes on the Goliath of the big ad revenue outfits that are completely dominating and basically censoring content on the internet now. Now, another reason why this is really good timing, I think if you go to, let's go to Poloniex and check the Ethereum price. Ethereum has taken an enormous hit as well, which makes sense because it's the biggest coin for these ICOs. So right now you can pick up Ethereum for, looks like it got all the way down to almost 260. So if you are interested in this, I would recommend that you keep a really close eye on Ethereum right now. I picked up some Ethereum around when it went right under 300, and I'm probably going to keep an eye on it and maybe pick up a little bit more Ethereum down around if we get 250, or if we get a big plunge, I might even buy more. For this coin, what does it mean? Well, it just means that they're not going to have as much money as they thought. I don't think it's going to be drastic, but they're looking at getting enough money to fund the operation for the first year, which is going to be starting in 2018. Now, I think they plan to give a sign-on bonus for content creators of $1,000 or so, and then I think they're either going to use the Alexa score of the site or maybe the current AdSense revenues, but they're promising at least twice the payouts. And if you think about it, it makes sense, as Peter says in the video, when someone tells you that they're paying you 45% of the ad revenues, how do you really know that? Can you audit their books? And the answer is no. Yet if it's on the Ethereum platform, you can easily audit it because you can see exactly how many coins are coming in and going out. So if you do decide to get into this ICO, and like I said, I've never recommended an ICO before, and I'm not recommending this one. I'm just letting you know that I'm personally getting involved in a small way, and probably will want to sign up as a content creator. But if you are going to get involved, then the way you do it is you get some Ethereum, and then it's going to be, I think it's a My Ethereum wallet that you have to get. It's all here in the FAQ. You have to get a My Ethereum wallet, and then they keep track of the address you send it to. But like I said, I spent the entire day looking at this thing. To me, it looks like it's an above board deal. Make sure you watch this interview with Peter Froelich. He definitely is a like-minded libertarian. He sees the issue. I've seen this issue coming for many, many years, and I wasn't really sure what I was going to do about it. I've actually been looking at having to shut things down because it's getting to the point where I'm funding them out of my own pocket. But maybe this is going to be a solution, and hopefully if people do get on board with this and it's a big success, not only will it provide a platform for the alternative media to survive, but it may also be a very good investment opportunity for people who get in early. So we'll see how it goes. Let me know your thoughts, and we'll talk to you next time.